Hello there, Byaka desu and welcome to my review of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So as you can see, I inspired my look on Ami Aiba, yes, because this Cyber Sleuth gives you the option of choosing between the male protagonist or the female protagonist. And we will talk how that decision doesn't affect at all what happens and how the game treats you as if you are a dude. So why give you the choice in the first place? But that is something that we will talk further in the review. So you may find this strange, but if you have checked my channel, you will see that I actually played first Hacker's Memory. I mean, the two games do end up happening at the same time, but Hacker's Memory was made with Cyber Sleuth having happened before, so having been made in the first place, and Hacker's Memory, it's not a sequel because it's happening at the same time, but at the same time it's built like one. But you will see me compare a lot of stuff with Hacker's Memory because I have already played that, so bear with me. This will probably be a different experience for anyone that has played in the order that is supposed to be played, so this will be kind of a different perspective for that. Cyber Sleuth starts with, Aiba, which you can choose between being Takumi Aiba, the male protagonist, or Ami Aiba, the female protagonist. That doesn't really affect you because it's like in Hacker's Memory where the protagonist is basically silent. They don't have a very defined personality because the personality is the player. You have choices when talking to other characters, so you can decide what kind of answer you want to give. If you want to be more of a witty personality, more of a pacifist, those kinds of options that don't really make a difference in the outcome of the game. It's just for you to feel like that you have a voice in the game. And you will meet the protagonist's group of friends. So you have Yuko, Yugo. We will talk about how they are connected to each other. So, of course, spoiler territory. We have Arata and we have Nokia. So we will see that these 5 friends went not to they also went to the digital world, but they were the first ones to test Eden. So Eden was made by Yuko and Yugo's father, and they were the first children to test it. But something went wrong in that test, and they ended up in the digital world and having a very bad trip and experience. And we will see Suedo has made something, so he decided to keep that a secret and basically erase the kids' memories. And this game is all about the fact that they are now grown up, they are like adolescents, and Eden, of course, even though that first experience failed, Eden still went ahead, and it's the main digital space that exists nowadays. And you will see that they are exploring, going around the Eden, and they are face to face to the main threat of the Cyber Sleuth games, which is the Eaters. And they have to face off. You have Nokia, Arata, and I think Yugo is also there, but it isn't. He sets you up with the Digimon, but I don't think he actively participates in that battle with the Eater. So you have there's you, Nokia, and Arata, and you will be the last one to try to log out, running away from the Eater, because at that point there's no damage you can do to the Eater. And the protagonist will basically get stuck between the digital and the real world, because you will force your way out, but then you will become like a digitized soul. The game doesn't really do that well, because sometimes you basically interact with stuff like you have a real body, but then your real body is in the hospital and you are supposed to be like a digital soul running around the place because you can just connect directly to digital points. The game doesn't really establish well, but then you can like drink and eat in the real world like it's nothing, but it's terrible. The concept is interesting, the way it's done it's terrible, because you think most of the time that everything's all right with the protagonist because it's you and you interact normally with everything. Of course, as you go on through the game, you see that your digitalized version is kind of glitching because you're losing the connection between the real world and the digital world, because the digital world is falling apart, be it Eden or the actual digital world. So, of course, you are also being dragged on those glitches, and you are at risk of disappearing completely. It's a whole thing. And of course, you also have for this game the Royal Knights plot. So we met a few Royal Knights when playing Hacker's Memory, but the Royal Knights plot is really for this Cyber Sleuth game. And you are tasked because the Royal Knights came to Earth because basically, the humans were deemed the culprits of creating the Eaters, and they are right. I mean, the Eaters are basically virus derived from the negative emotions and the negativity that is present on the internet. So the internet is the enemy, I think. Some royal knights say that the solution is destroying humanity because humanity are the base for Eaters appearing, and then you have the royal knights that don't agree with this and are thinking of being allied to the humans so they can erase the Eaters. And you have royal knights fighting royal knights, so you are basically tasked with reuniting the royal knights that are on your side to fight the ones that are against you. And the main royal knight that is a bad guy is Lord Nightmo. I think that's her name. I will make an edit if that's not her name, because she's the pink Power Ranger Digimon. And she actually has a human form in the form of a very annoying character, which is Rie Kishibe. I don't know, she has a very twisted personality. As you go on the game, you realize that she was an actual human being, and this is basically a fusion between human and Digimon, so she basically took over a human being, and that kind of twisted Lord Nightmon's personality. And you also have another Digimon that also is a Digimon in human disguise, which is Kyoko. She is... I actually forgot which of the Digimon she is. You know, the black one. But she's really epic. I was becoming suspicious that she was a Digimon, and her plot is amazing. I mean, Kyoko is amazing, an amazing character. And the same happened. So Kyoko was a real human being, and the Digimon ended up taking over her body to infiltrate the human world. The Digimon says it was not... they didn't mean to do it on purpose, but it just so happened. It was a time and place kind of thing. And the plot of the Royal Knights, of going through the fights with them, seeing their perspectives, their different perspectives. Also some Royal Knights, you can see that they are corrupted by the human world, by the negative emotions, by all this toxic internet thing. It's interesting to see their different positions and fighting amongst each other. And then basically your end goal is to fight, not really fight Yggdrasil, but Yggdrasil is also being taken over by Eaters, so he's now Mother Eater. So you have to fight Mother Eater so you can rid the world of the digital world of these menace. The gameplay of this game. This is the part where I really have to compare it to Hacker's Memory, because it's basically the same gameplay, but Hacker's Memory makes the grind much easier. So what happens is it's the same thing, so it's a turn-based battle system. You go around through Eden and you face off against random Digimon. Some areas as you go up, for example, on Kowloon levels, so Kowloon is the main grind area. Of course, there's also a moment where the digital world and the real world fuse together, so you also find Digimon to fight in other areas. But Kowloon is the main grind zone, and it has different levels as you go through the game, and of course, the higher the level, the higher the level of the Digimon too. And you can see that you have this, so they pop up randomly, they fight you, turn-based battle system, but the grind, the experience that they give you is very small. Of course, there's a lot of people that criticize the system of leveling up, because every time you evolve your Digimon, you have to restart the level. So imagine this, you have a champion level Digimon that is like level 60, and you evolve it to ultimate, and he starts again from 1. Of course, the first levels are very easy to go up, but it's still a chore. And then they have so many requisites like speed, level, friendship, cam, I don't know. They have so many requisites for you to be able to obtain the Digimon that you want. So difficult. I think I'm very happy with the final team that I was able to gather, but I had some Digimon that I really wanted to get, like Lilithmon, which there was also not Lilamon. Lilamon I was able to get, but I think it's something related to Rosamon that I'm not, to the evolution line that I'm not remembering now. But there are some Digimon that I really wanted to get and wasn't able to, because it's so difficult. They give you, once again, the same advice that I gave for Hacker's Memory. You really should get, as soon as you can, Platinum Numemons. And if you can have like 2 or 3, so you can do the grind fights and give a lot of experience to your team, the better. But it's so difficult, because in this game they still don't give you enough experience. And don't get me started on getting the Tactician USB. I was able to get those on Hacker's Memory. Here, it's impossible. I tried to check how to get the Tactician USB, and they were like, oh, you just go to the Colosseum, and in the fight before the last one, you get the Tactician USB as a reward. So don't finish the Colosseum, and you can just grind those Tactician USBs as many times as you want. I'm not saying that this happened. It's just something that I read somewhere. I didn't verify this for myself, because I was just stuck on Flame Dramon. Flame Dramon sucks when you get it on your team, but that Flame Dramon is just a spammer. His speed is over the charts, and he's so strong in the Colosseum. I wasn't even able to get to the fight that I was supposed to, because I couldn't defeat that Flame Dramon. And I was so excited, because I thought, oh my god, he's so strong, let me get it for my team. He sucks. But yeah, I'm still satisfied with what I got. Of course, I had so many vaccine types on my team. I actually struggled a bit, but then I also got a lot of virus types. I think I was able to finish with a very good team, very nice levels. Don't ask me if I got 99 levels, I didn't. The story is also very interesting, seeing the journey, because I saw those same characters, Nokia, Arata, all those characters appearing in Hacker's Memory, and their story is actually fleshed out on this game. So it's really interesting to see the characters that basically did cameos on Hacker's Memory being full fleshed out in here. Nokia, I don't like Nokia, I will be straightforward. She's not one of the girls that I like. I find her a little bit obnoxious at times, but I do like her story with Agumon and Gabumon. She's a little bit overpowered by having both Digimon that are able to fuse into Omegamon, and thanks to that, they also have a very interesting story, because Omegamon is one of the Royal Knights, and he was basically separated into Agumon and Gabumon when reaching Eden. So that's why they are like, we had something important to do, but we don't remember what. Let's stick around with Nokia. So it's really interesting, that plot. Then you have Yuko taking the role of Yugo, because Yugo is her brother. He was basically the first one to get Eden syndrome, which is a disease that is affecting people that are attacked by eaters. And they, of course, take down the threat, and Yugo comes back to take his role. But Yuko disguises herself as her brother to create the Zaxxon team. Because she's trying to basically get her brother back. Arata, we finally see Arata's descent to madness, and I will tell you, I wanted to slap him a lot of times because he's just so blinded by the, oh my god, I failed to protect my friends, that now I'm gonna hurt them in the process of trying to getting more power and stronger to protect them. You know, it's kind of contradicting, but Arata is a very interesting character, and he does have a good development and a good redemption, because at a certain point he's just so irritating, aggravating by the way he does things that he really needs a redemption. And Suedo, who was also like a cameo for the hacker's memory stuff, he's actually very important in this game because he ends up being the final boss. Because suddenly he's like, you know, I'm a scientist and eaters are the next evolution step, and we have to fuse with the Digimon and also obtain another step on humanity's evolution. And he just says, oh well, I'm gonna fuse with Mother Eater and just rewrite everything. And I'm like, where did that come from, dude? Jesus. And yeah, Suedo is a very interesting character in this game, and the protagonist is very innocent and pure-hearted, so the protagonist still puts his life at risk to save Suedo. And like I said, it doesn't make a difference if you are a female or a male, because the game treats you like you are male. I don't know why they give you the option. It doesn't change anything. Most of the times they treat you like a dude, like the sexual tension between the protagonist and the female characters, the sexual innuendos, and of course the punch fight between the protagonist and Narata, which seems kind of weird doing it with a girl, but that's there. So yeah, I really recommend Cyber Sleuth. I will say that Hacker's Memory is more friendly in the grind. It's a better experience in that sense. The grind is not ideal the way it's done on Cyber Sleuth, so Hacker's Memory really did make it a lot more enjoyable because the experience is easier to get. But they are basically the same. I think they are very solid games with very good plot, very interesting story, good character development, and of course, awesome soundtrack. It's always so fun, so amazing, and so pumped up in battles. The soundtrack is just amazing. I really love the way they did it. So yeah, feel free to share in the comments what are your favorite characters, your favorite moments. My favorite character is Mire, but she's more of a plot device, you know, just to be there to allow you to have access to raising Digimon levels and all other stuff. She does participate, but not a lot. But I still love Mire. I love her character. So yeah, thank you so much. If you want to check what I'm playing right now, don't forget to drop by my Twitch channel. And if you have enjoyed this content, please leave a like, subscribe the channel, and I will see you next time. So may music always be your life force.